I still have no idea what a splitting fro is. Like everything else here, I know exactly what they are and what they're used for, but this, I'm gonna have to actually look that up. Like I'm genuinely curious. But I'm also looking at this site and I'm looking at the price compared to like what I'm actually looking at. And I'm wondering if any of these are fake, and this is an actual site,
That's
or if it's gonna be
that's
like one of them
fair.
scam sites. But yeah, I was looking for a new head knife for leather cutting, and someone asked me.
Yeah, I needed to know what's the origin story? Like, how did you get into like working with leather, and what led you to want to learn that? Because that's kind of like a niche hobby.
This gun, not this gun in particular, another 1911, but literally all except three holsters that I have owned throughout my life, I've made. Okay, three
No
holster,
shit.
maybe four. Like I know I had an Uncle Mike's holster, but I don't really count that. It's just a plastic fucking bag you put your gun in. Nylon bag. But every leather holster that I've made except for three, and I actually got the other one here. I don't remember the company, but hold on. So, where the fuck did I put that? Oh, yeah. So this one right here was made by Nevada Leather, Nevada Gun Leather, and this was actually designed for two PPKs. I carried a pair of Polish P64 handguns in this, and I carried two because I suck at reloading. And I wore that every day, but I can't remember the price I spent on that, but I thought it was too much. But I thought, it's basically working with construction. I messed with leather when I was in the Boy Scouts. I mean, it can't be that hard, can it? I was wrong. But I mean, I come up with a myriad of designs and different things. But leatherworking, it's an interesting one. Now, I've made this wallet many, many years back. Guess what? It's still running perfect. Only thing is the little bit of discoloration where it doesn't see the sun or touch anything. It's got patina on it. But what does that have to do with the gun? Well, actually, this company right here, El Paso Saddlery. So here we see they've had the shootist holster on there for at least 10 years. It's a decent holster. And it's the belt that actually makes it special. There's actually a story with that belt, but I'm not going to get into it. Anyone who knows anything about westerns and John Wayne knows the story of that particular belt. It's a really comfortable looking belt too. Money belt. Like I've got enough material to make that right now. Am I going to? No. Because that's a pain in the ass. And I still got a lot more
Fair
wallets I need
enough.
to catch up on. Speaking of, by the way, these are going on sale on the site tomorrow. The Be Greater site. But let's go over here. The 1942 tanker holster. I was looking at 1911 holsters because thought something was special. Like when it comes to holsters, there's just something that feels incredibly wrong about putting metal on plastic holsters. So like the old Uncle Mike's holster that I had for a while, I just didn't. Something felt wrong about it, and I think that's sort of like a tism thing for me. I don't know. The gun doesn't
No,
have any
I would
plastic on it.
agree.
Hmm.
I said I would kind of agree. Like plastic holsters, not only do they look like shit, they just kind of feel like shit. They just feel cheap and shitty,
Yeah, the Uncle Mike.
ugly.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to like Kydex, I mean, some hands are better than others, and you can actually get Kydex stuff cheaper. Like example, this Glock mag carrier right here. This was $20. Damn good one. It has its pros, it has its cons. Guess what? So did the leather. Guess what? This one I made. Oh, it slipped a little bit. Well, by the nature of its design, you're supposed to have your belt around, and that kind of tightens it up a little bit, so it's got the perfect amount of precision every single time. Still need to remake that because I made that one backwards. But, okay, holsters. Oh, damn it. Wrong button. Classic carry concealment. Western. Okay, because I got it right here. Assuming I find it. Because I bet I can find the actual holster because I can see them still making it. Damn it. Maybe they don't. Shoulder holsters. Okay. So, I think it was this one right here. Though it wasn't a double rig. Colt single action. Okay. New service 1917. I had a similar holster from this particular brand. Like, I still got the parts over in the corner. It was similar to this, but it was for a 1911. So I'm a little curious exactly what the fuck happened here. Holsters. Where is it? 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 Floral carving. But yeah, I had one for a 1911. Allegiant shoulder holster. Nice. But yeah, I had one for a 1911 pistol. It was just the one side and it was done like the Western style because I didn't want, have another mag just like flopping around. So, I just had the one, had it vertical, and it was a nice holster. It was built well, in my opinion. I don't have any problems with this particular brand, El Paso Sattery. I think they're a good brand, but you see the prices here.
Oof,
$518, $259.
that's wild.
That's wild, but I paid about that much. Let's go back a little bit. You see the prices here? Texas shoulder rig. It could have been this one. I do remember there was some floral carving on it too, so there's that. But yeah, $259. I'm pretty sure that's about the exact amount that I paid. But you see that, and after paying that and waiting, I think it was like 4 weeks for it, I was like, I bet I can make this myself for much cheaper. I bet it's not even that hard. Let's see what happens when I type in 1911. Yeah, that's a big box,
So
I
that's
know. $114 for the dual duty 3 slot. Yeah, that's nice. Pocket Max
so that's what
rawhide holster.
inspired you was seeing the prices on these damn holsters, and you're like, no, I can custom make this and do it cheaper.
Now, I was correct, but I now understand the pricing. I understand all of it. I'm not mad at these guys. I want this fucking belt. Okay, except I don't want a US thing on it. You get a belt like that, but not the same. Instead of US, I don't need like a fucking skull and crossbones or some shit like that. Something pirate themed. Something stupid like that.
I would wear something like that.
Alright, I'm not from Texas, but it's tempting.
Yeah, if it had a different buckle on it, sure, for me personally.
And it's like I'm also learning how to make like CNC machines, so can do that too. Cartridge belts, 144. I also didn't understand why the cartridge belts were less expensive than the holsters. Guess what? I now understand. But yeah, it's like this brand is what made me think, oh, I can do better, minus the floral carving, because that part, I just knew. Exotics Western. Kind of hoping I find a 1911 on here. Pretty sure it was the Harden rig. Colt single action. New Service 1912 Anaconda, Diamondback Python. Yeah, 1911's not an option here, but I had it as left-handed. So yeah, it went on this side. And that was the holster that I carried for like 4 years. Like, and it fit and it fit well. Like I could sleep in that thing. And to describe how long like how long that thing I've had that thing, like I carried it for like 4 6 years, something like that. I went from 180 pounds when I got it to about 260 pounds and back down to 180 when I tore it apart thinking I could make another one. Just to see the pattern here. And yeah,
Right.
yeah, El Paso Sattery, in my opinion, you get your fucking money's worth with these things. The only thing I didn't like is that the snap was touching bare metal. That's it. But I think that's also an option here. But yeah, this right here, this is my origin story. This brand, and yeah, that was how long ago? I'm thinking like a little, about 5 years ago, something like that. It
Okay,
stayed
so
in
you've
my
been doing this
head.
for a minute.
It stayed in my head that I could do better. But then COVID hit, and I was still thinking I could do better. Like it was like 2016, whenever like I got it wasn't 2016 when I got the holster. It was like before that. It was like 2014 when I got the holster, and then around 2016, 2018, I decided to get into leatherworking, and I wanted to make holsters, and it was me specifically working on just holsters. I didn't make more than just a few belts, and the belts that I did make, well, I made them for family and friends, just family and friends. Yeah, I got a buffalo hide belt that I gave my dad. Cowboy gun belts, exotic. I'm curious about this. Woo! Now I have all of the stuff to get all that and do all of this. But years later, I wound up having to stop doing leatherworking in the middle of COVID, even though that's ironically the moment where I actually wanted to make a business. It lasted all of like 6 months before something happened that I don't want to get into on stream, but it was a thing where I had to leave the location that I was living at. And I wound up, yeah, I had to leave, so I couldn't do any more leatherworking. I actually made a couple holsters for cops. Still got the designs and patterns around here somewhere.
Honestly, that's kind of a flex.
Yeah, I had like spent like $4,000 on tools and
Holy
stuff.
shit. Okay, so this was like not something particularly cheap to start out and get
Yeah,
into.
and I'll tell you
Oh
exactly
wow.
what happened after I shut this off, because you're gonna shit your pants. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, instead of spending my nights playing video games like I normally was, I was hammering away with diamond stitching knives. Not stitching knives, stitching chisels. And yeah, it was
Hell
great.
yeah.
I really fucking enjoyed it. In fact, I even formulated my own leather balm.
No shit.
Yeah, I gave Brian a tin of that shit. So yeah, there's my origin story. But now that I'm back into it, I'm doing minimalist wallets. Though, Brian, our friend, he got one of the nicer wallets. So yeah, there's that too. Oh, and I'm even practicing with a couple other things. Like I actually wanted to see how the rivets would actually look on some of these wallets. Yeah, this is a design that I'm not going to actually sell. Though I might just throw this in a bag for somebody just for shits and giggles. But Brian got the thick version of this. So yeah, I actually set up a modular system where I can do this with a bunch of different options on it. And this one, I don't exactly have a name for it yet. But yeah. And if you see the stitching and you don't think it's all that great, that's because it's the only thing I've ever used a sewing machine for. I've got one
I
wallet made
mean,
out of shell cordovan, which is horse ass, which is right here. One wallet made out of horse ass.
I
But if I
thought you
do
were
any of
joking,
these,
honestly, when you first told me that it was made out of horse ass.
you were just in shock. Yeah, but
Yeah, because like this isn't something I know much about, but yeah.
yeah, just like imagine me playing Hunt Showdown, and when we find a horse out in the field, I'm like, okay, everyone, watch my back. I need to go get its ass. Wait, what? I need to get my knife out and I need to carve up this horse's ass. That way I can get the skin and I can use it for shell cordovan later. You have any idea how expensive this shit is? Just an unhinged moment in games. So yeah, there's a large sum of people in Hunt Showdown who now know that horse ass is expensive because of me. It's so dumb.
That's great.
But yeah. Yeah,
It's
and this wallet, once I've actually perfected its design, I'm going to actually make these exclusively in shell cordovan. Since we're on the topic of shell cordovan. And that's because this one actually reminds me of my PUA days. You see how fucking attention whoring this thing is? It's a nice thin wallet. It's very attention getting. Yeah. So, this thing, that's what it's called, the
has to have
PUA.
very.
So, the next wallet that I'm actually going to design is basically going to be a remix of the design that I see literally every third online leather influencer doing. So, yeah. Oh, I got my first 1911 holster that I sometimes still use somewhere around here. It's not an in the waistband holster, though. Where the fuck did I put that one? Anyways, video over. See y'all soon.